So this is Danny Flexen here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined by my old friend, record-breaking cruiserweight world champion, and of course now a Sky Sports pundit, Johnny Nelson. Johnny, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, Danny. It looks like you've been boxing training. You've got the wraps on, so
Oh, you can see that.
yeah, I
I
spotted
was trying to keep it out of the
that.
frame. Yeah, I haven't been yet. I'm about to go. I'm going to go after this. So yeah, you've
Okay, and
outed
what are you
me.
sparring on? You just hitting the bag.
No, just hitting the bag today. I do spar sometimes, but my training partner's taking most of the summer off, so
All right, then. Well, that's a better. That's in a
she's
better
got to
way.
sell cookies or something.
Yeah.
Um, Big fight this weekend seems like a good place to start because it's in your old division. You've got the European champion, Chris Smith, headlining on Sky, back in his hometown of Bournemouth, against Isaac Chamberlain, a real danger man in the division. How do you kind of weigh up that contest?
I think it's a wicked fight. I'm telling you, it's a really good fight, and even no matter what fighter you are, you're going to be intrigued in this. I suppose it's one of those fights where Isaac Chamberlain, after he lost to Lawrence Okoli, he had to go away back to the drawing board, lick his wounds, and rebuild himself, kind of away from the limelight. I know he's on Channel 4, Channel 5 once or twice, and he spent a lot of time just getting adjusted with different coaches and crafting his art. Chris Smith. Chris he's a grafter. He's tough. He's hard. I think he's still with the McGuinness if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Spars a lot with Lawrence Okoli, so he'll be used to all shapes and sizes. The power of Lawrence, the awkwardness, unorthodoxness of Lawrence, and he's boxing in his home crowd. It's a sellout as well.
Mm.
And Bournemouth needs somebody like Chris down there because it's a great place to have a show. A great place for boxing to be, and he could be a star down there because realistically, he's the biggest name out there when it comes to boxing currently. So again, it's an intriguing fight. I think Chris is amazingly fit, heavy-handed, and strong. I think Lawrence is very skillful, fit. I don't think he's as strong as Chris. I think this fight will go the distance. I think this fight will be a tough fight for both fighters because Chris is determined. If he gives Lawrence enough, if he gives Isaac enough space, Isaac will pepper him out, box him, go for the big shots, and he'll pick up. He'll get run away with the points. So he knows he's got to square him off, cut him down, try and make the most of his hand speed, footwork, and his variety of shots. For Isaac, Isaac knows that this is his chance for people to pay attention to him again, fall in love with him again, believe in him again. After he probably thought he let himself down with the Lawrence Okoli fight, but in hindsight, looking at Lawrence and looking at what he's done, the loss wasn't that bad. And it wasn't a devastating loss where there's no coming back from it. So to me, I love the fight. I really do love the fight. And again, it makes the cruiserweight division at least stand out. It's not a boring division because there are dance partners for everybody. And the good thing is you've got two UK fighters fighting each other, which doesn't happen very often. Everybody always goes a different path. They want to go via Europe or whatever and box everybody else to pick up titles instead of putting good fights on here in the UK, which we have fixtures and fittings.
Now, looking a bit further ahead to September, a huge historic event on Sky, of course, all-female card, headlined by
Yeah.
Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall. How excited are you about this development in women's boxing, and also the fact that Sky are at the forefront of it?
I think it was coming. It was a time. It was coming no matter what. Someone had to have the bottle to actually commit and say, yeah, you know what, we're going to back this high heaven. At the moment, you've got the football on and the women's teams, and they're doing the UK teams doing England doing great. And so now it's giving respect where respect is due, giving attention where it's due, giving an equal platform to everybody. Now, for the first time, it's an all female platform for that on the September the 10th, with a fight that actually gets your attention. And this will attract so many sportswomen, and not just sportswomen, women that have done various things in society, from pop stars to business or whatever, because to me, it's an iconic moment here in the UK. Female boxing was big in Germany many, many years ago, and nowhere else. That was well before America, well before the UK actually gave it the respect to when it was due. But now this is happening. This is a great platform to showcase the talent that's out there. Yes, there's the big debate: should it be 3 minute rounds instead of 2 minute rounds? Yes, there's the debate of good talented crop in between, because usually what we saw initially were female fighters were either outstandingly very good or really, really bad. Now that gap's being filled, and you'll see that September the 10th. There's some talented fighters on there. I've got friends in Germany, and they've got some fighters that are begging to get on this bill because they know that is the platform, which is a good thing, which is a good shout. So again, we could be the center of opportunity, and I think September the 10th will be that springboard for that.
Now, before that, we've of course got the big heavyweight unification rematch between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. I'm not going to ask you about the broadcasting situation because I believe an announcement on that is imminent. It may even have come out by the time this interview comes out. But the fight itself, Joshua's added Robert Garcia to his training team.
Yeah.
How much of an impact do you think that can have on the rematch?
Joshua's no fool. And he's obviously done that because he wants to improve. He wants to go a little further. I think the situation with Robert McCracken, I don't know the ins and outs and what's said or not done, but these two were respectful of each other. And Joshua's made a business decision. Thought, listen, I'm doing this. This is what I'm going to do. I need that little bit of something extra. He doesn't want to have a career that it's filled with regrets afterwards, saying, God, I should have done this, I should have done that. I've seen it so many times. He's made a brave move, but many fighters have done it in the past. Joshua's in a position where he could be a three-time heavyweight champion of the world. And so for a guy that started boxing at 18, it's a great coup, it's a great shout. He needs this. He needs this win. And he has the intelligence and the ability to do that. People are completely writing him off for turning this around. Yes, it's a harder ask than the Ruiz rematch. But remember, when he lost to Ruiz, everybody said he's done. He's a busted flush. He's done. He's no chance. And look what he did. So people can be very fickle. He wants this. He needs this more than anything, because then that will show he wasn't a flash in the pan. That will show that what he's capable of doing. That will show that he actually needs to be respected, and his achievements need to be respected. But now people have got using this as an opportunity to say, well, he wasn't all that. Come on, the man's like two-time heavyweight champion of the world. You look at the roster of people he's boxed and beat. So, and the thing is, when Lennox Lewis lost twice, each time he lost, people wrote him off and said, he's that's it, Lennox Lewis and all that. Now you're talking about Lennox Lewis being one of the best heavyweights in the world ever in his day. So AJ's having to go through that. For Alexander Usyk is a talented fighter. Usyk has far more experience than Anthony Joshua in the world of boxing. He knew what worked for him the last time. He'll probably just impress on that even more. Anthony Joshua knows what didn't work for him the last time. So he needs to change something up. Now, he can go and seek counsel from the likes of Derek Chisora, who uses heavyweight, natural weight strength to make Usyk feel uncomfortable. He can. Everybody saw what didn't work. Now he's going to get so much information what does work. So he'll have more information, been working on much more stuff now than Usyk has, because Usyk thought, well, I beat him last time, I'll beat him again. I'll just step it up a little bit. What do I need to change? What can he change? He expects Joshua to put the pressure on him. But Usyk's style is Usyk likes to make you work at a pace you're not comfortable with. And then what you do is you burn yourself out because he's pressuring you with the feet. Anthony Joshua was in a situation where he was too hesitant in throwing shots because he wanted to be sure the shot was there. In that, he's too intelligent for his own good. Sometimes you've got to anticipate the movement, anticipate the object, and anticipate your opponent where he is. And I'm quite sure the heads that he's working with will make sure he learns to do that. He just mindset that needs to change as well. He needs to make sure Usyk is uncomfortable in his presence. Now, I've been critical of the first meeting when they announced this fight, and Usyk's holding his camera, taking selfies with AJ, like the old pals act. I hated seeing that, because as an AJ, you're giving this guy everything he wants. You're making him feel so comfortable in your presence. And again, I caught back in history. You look at Duran, Leonard, you look at Leonard, Hagler. Go back and go back and go back to Mike Tyson. Many fights are won months before the fight even happens, because the fighters, what they do is they create this persona for their opponent where their opponent absolutely hates them. He's incensed by them. He just and AJ hasn't done that with Usyk. Usyk's comfortable around AJ. Oh, he's okay, AJ. We take for it. It's just business. No, it's not just business. This is your life. And AJ needs to change that mindset. But it'll be interesting, to say the least.
With that change in strategy that we're anticipating, can we expect a more exciting fight this time around? Certainly more
Oh God, yeah.
competitive.
Oh God, yeah. Without a doubt. Oh God, without a doubt. This will be. I'll be surprised if it goes the distance. If it goes the distance, I'll be very, very surprised. I think AJ. If it goes the distance, AJ's lost. I think AJ knows what he's got to do, and he's got to keep that up to the last second or the last minute of the last round, if that is the case. Because Usyk is he has the movement, he has the speed, he has that ring craftsmanship to negate his way around, and so he's got to put him on the back foot. And I mean, make him fight off the back foot and make sure he pays when he makes the mistake, or make sure he pays when the shot turns up. So I can't see it going the distance. So, but I do see it being a lot more exciting than the first fight.
Do you fancy AJ to pull it off if it was your last
Yeah, I do.
pound?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. And again, people are going to say, yeah, it's because you're an AJ boy. No. I'm saying it how it is. AJ, this is a hard ask, but not an impossible task. And so you've got to look at this and think, look, you can easily say I expect Usyk to win. I won't be surprised if AJ pulled it off. That's the answer. But don't write AJ off. Say he's no chance, because he's got a massive chance. So, but it's going to be a lot more exciting than fight number one. And again, that's when the heavyweight landscape could change again. New fights come on the horizons. The fights that disappeared off the horizon when AJ lost, Wilder, Fury, all that sort of stuff. So we'll see. We'll wait and see.
So I wanted to ask you about a couple of fights on the other sides of the street, if that even makes sense. Because there are, a number of major TV broadcasters for boxing in the UK now. But starting off, there's been rumoured that there could be close to a fight between Dillian Whyte and Daniel Dubois for the WBA regular heavyweight title. What would you make of that? It's kind of experience versus youth, both powerful.
Great fight. Great fight. Daniel Dubois, young buck coming through. It's a good way to test his teeth against someone like Dillian Whyte, who will give his whole heart and soul out there. And if you find wanting, he'll find you out. Daniel Dubois, and Dillian's rough enough, crude enough to make Daniel Dubois ask some serious questions of himself. Dillian Whyte's heart is too strong to be intimidated, bullied, or beaten down by Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois is fresh, he's young, he's ambitious. It's like a volcano and lightning striking each other. It's a great collision. Great fight. And if that does happen, man, that again, it's good that domestically they're getting guys to fight each other.
Couldn't Daniel Dubois take anything from Tyson Fury's victory over Dillian Whyte, because their styles are so dissimilar?
Yeah, Daniel Dubois. No, listen, he knows there's a vulnerability about Dillian Whyte beaten by the uppercut. We saw it with the AJ fight. We saw it with Fake. We saw it with the Tyson fight. We know that's the shot. He knows that shot's there, but you've got to get the shot first. Dillian Whyte knows that's a shot, so he knows that's a shot there. So for Daniel Dubois, it's a case of how does he get beaten? You've seen him get beat. You've got to beat him down. And Dillian Whyte is that kind of fighter to have that kind of fight in him. He likes to fight for fun. That's what he does. That's what he does no matter what. He's moved lock, stock, and barrel to Portugal just to fight, to train to fight, to prep for fight. A loss isn't the end of the world for him. It'll be an intriguing fight. Is that you can give reasons for why each man would win. But again, what do you go for? Do you go for youth or experience?
Another fight that's being projected, and I'm sure you won't be surprised to be asked about this, is Conor Benn against Chris Eubank Jr., the sons of legends, carrying on that legacy against each other. Kind of out of left field, although seems to make sense in a way. What do you make of that one?
I believe it when I see it. I believe because I think the weight difference is just too high. and Conor is an intelligent, emotional fighter. So he has a mix of his dad, but he had some more intelligence there. So he sees this fight, and Conor wants this fight. I say, yeah, we'll do this fight, but you've got to weigh this. The thing is, I don't think Chris Eubank Jr. can make that weight. Realistically, I don't think it could. It's great to talk about. Maybe fighting 2 or 3 years time, when he's filled out, Connor's filled out again from being a welterweight up to being a solid middleweight, something like that. Because he's. But I just think I believe it when I see it. I'm just struggling to actually run away with the idea, the romancing idea. And it's a good fight because of course, they're sons of legends. And Con, as I said, he's an intelligent, emotional animal. So that's what he gets from his dad, the emotion from his dad. And you saw when both fathers spoke about this fight. Nigel wants this fight, reportedly, and Chris did what Chris did and said, "I don't want my son to fight him. He'll hurt him." That's like, again, I thought, oh my God, I've just seen the play right there. That's a red rag to a bull. So let's just see. We can get excited about it, but let's just see. I just think I'm struggling to actually believe that it'll happen.
Now, just before I let you go, a bit more of a light-hearted note. One of your more infamous comments as a pundit is when you said James Tennyson could beat Tank Davis. Now, yeah. Tennyson retired last month after a very distinguished career.
No way!
I was just wondering whether you thought, now we'll never know.
Yeah, sometimes things can get taken out of context. Or maybe when I get a bit giddy and excited, I'm not explaining it right. And the point was, Tennyson had the power, if he landed that shot, to take him out. And that's what I said. That's what I meant to say. And because at the time when you let those shots go, the power's there. I didn't say he was better than him. I just thought, God, if he hit me that power, he's got to get it. He's got to make it. It's the fight game. It's anybody. If you've got the power to get him out, they're gone. No matter how good they are. We've seen many fighters that are not as good as the fighter they've beaten, but because they've got that one shot in. And that's kind of what I was trying to say, but I probably just got too giddy and excited. And
that's why everyone loves you, though, Johnny, because you do get so excited on punditry.
Yeah. So in doing that, I've had to live it. And but I think people that know boxing kind of knew what I was trying to say. Yeah. But I don't mind it. I don't mind the roasting that came with it.
Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia. Quick prediction.
My God, what a fight! What a fight! I'm going Tank. I love Garcia. I love his youth. I love the ignorance of youth. But I'm going Tank, man. Good fight. Great fight.
Agreed. Johnny, really appreciate your time. It's always a pleasure. Look forward to catching up soon. Probably later this week in Bournemouth.
See you in Bournemouth, my friend. See you later.
Take care, mate. See you soon.